Good morning. So the point is 5G architecture. Now in yesterday's lecture we have seen what is 5G technology, what are its advantages. So now the architecture of 5G. So architecture of 5G is highly advanced and its network elements and various elements are characteristically upgraded to afford a new situation. Likewise, the service providers can implement the advanced technology to adopt the value added service easily. However, upgradability is based upon a cognitive radio technology which include various significant features such as ability of devices to identify their geographical location as well as weather, temperature, etc. So cognitive radio technology acts as a transceiver that perceptively can catch and respond a radio signal in its operating environment. Further, it promptly distinguishes the changes in its environment and hence respond accordingly to provide uninterrupted quality service. 5G core uses a cloud-aligned service-based architecture, that is SBA, to support the authentication, security, session management and aggregation of traffic from connected devices, all of which require the complex interconnection of a network function. The component of 5G core architecture consists of a user plane function, data network, for example operator service, internet access or third party service, core access and mobility management function, authentication server function, session management function, network slice selection function, network exposure function, repository function, policy control function, unified data management, application function. Now here is the diagram which shows the system model of 5G. It is entirely IP based model designed for the wireless and a mobile network. So the system comprising of a main user terminal and then a number of independent and autonomous radio access technology. So each of the radio technology is considered as IP link for the outside internet world. The IP technology is designed exclusively to ensure to ensure sufficient control for appropriate routing of IP packet which is related to a certain application connections, that is the sessions between the client application and the server somewhere on the internet. Moreover, to make the accessible routing of packets should be fixed in accordance with the given policies of the user. Now the master core technology The 5G master core is the convergence point for the other technology which have their own impact on a existing wireless network. Interestingly, its design facilities master core to get operated into a parallel multimode including all IP network mode and 5G network mode. So in this mode it control all the network technology of RAN and different access network. Since the technology is compatible and manages all the new deployment, so it is more efficient, less complicated and more powerful. Surprisingly, any service mode can be opened under 5G new deployment mode as a world combination service mode. WCSM is a wonderful feature of this technology. For example, if professor write on the whiteboard in country, it can be displayed on another whiteboard in another part of the board besides the conversation and video. So the International Telecommunication Union, that is ITU, it has classified the International Telecommunication Union, that is ITU, has classified 5G mobile network service into three types, that is enhanced mobile broadband, that is EMBB, which can cater to services requiring high bandwidth such as ARV, HTTP, etc. Ultra reliable and low latency communication, which can cater to services requiring low latency such as autonomous vehicle, remote management, etc. Then massive machine type communication, that is AMMTC, which can meet a demand of connection densities such as smart agriculture, SNMAN, home, etc. So the main concept which is introduced in 5G consists of CUPS, that is control and user plane separation. Now the software defined networking or SDN is defined as the physical separation between a network control plane and a user plane, and this architecture decouples the network control and a forwarding function, enabling the network control to become directly programmable and the underlying infrastructure to be abstracted for the application and a network services. So taking inspiration from the advantages that SDN offers and control and user plane separation or CUPS was, that is control and user plane separation was suggested as a key core network feature to provide architecture enhancement for evolved packet core nodes like SGW and PGW. So the same concept has been extended to the 5G core architecture and it will serve as a better feature than in 4G. Now network slicing and cloud native microservices. End-to-end network slicing is the cornerstone of the 5G architecture and it enables the support for a diverse 5G services. So it allows the operation to provide a dedicated logical virtual network for a specific requirement and functionality, each having their own unique properties. Then network slicing and cloud native and microservices. The end-to-end network slicing is the cornerstone of the 5G architecture and it enables support for the diverse 5G services. So it allows the operator to provide a dedicated logical and virtual network for a specific requirement and the functionality, each having their own unique properties. So based on the NFV and SDN, the physical infrastructure is abstracted from the logical network architecture, and each network slice may have its own network architecture protocol and security setting. Then service-based architecture. The 5G was designed from the ground up and the network functions are split up by the service, and this is why this architecture is also called 5G core service based architecture. So 5G network topology diagram. Components consist of network exposure function, network repository function, policy control function, unified data management. Now user equipment like 5G smartphone or a 5G cellular device connect over the 5G new radio access network to the 5G core and further to a data networks like the internet. So the access and the mobility management function acts as a single entry point for the UE connection based on the service requested by the UE. The AMF select the respective session management function for the managing the user session. So the user plane function transport the IP data traffic between the user equipment and the external network. The authentication service function allows the AMF to authenticate the UE and service access service of the 5G core. Other functions like the session management function, the policy control function, and the application function, and the unified data management. And the unified data management. The authentication server functions allows the AMF to authenticate the UE and access service of 5G core. So this is all about the 5G architecture. Now here the application layer, then presentation layer, the two layers, that is OSI layers and the 5G mobile network layers are given. So OSI layer consists of physical layer at the down, then data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer, and application layer. Similarly, there are some 5G mobile network layers also. Now the physical layer and the data link layer in the OSI layer covers in the open wireless architecture in 5G. Then lower network layer, upper network layer. Now again the two layers in the OSI, that is session and transport, this covered under the open transport protocol in 5G. And the application layer and the presentation layer in the OSI are covered in the application, or we can say service in the 5G mobile network layer. So this is all about the OSI layer and the 5G mobile network layer. OWA stands for the Open Wireless Architecture. So this layer OWA. So this layer is used to define the wireless technology to be used. So physical layer plus data link layer, which is physical plus data link means open wireless architecture, which is shown in this diagram. Physical plus data link means open wireless architecture. Now the network layer is divided into two sub-layer, lower network layer and upper network layer. So network layer is used to route the data from the source to the destination. So 5G network architecture include both the physical construction of 5G specific hardware and infrastructure, as well as the engineering design that determine how the network transmits the data. Now what some may consider 5G tower are in fact 5G small cell or the nodes, but these are the critical part of the network architecture for the version, as they help to enhance 4G LTE convergence coverage and the capacity while deploying the 5G ultra wideband network. So small cells are wireless transmitters and receivers for providing a network coverage to a smaller areas, and the high power macro tower help keep a network signal strong across a large distances like the 4G and earlier, and a small cells help deploy the high frequency millimeter waves of 5G to more densely populated areas like cities. So another aspect of the 5G architecture is radio access network and 5G new radio The radio access network makes it possible for the end user devices that are enabled to work on publicly licensed spectrum to communicate over a wireless channel with other end devices or the network. It is typically comprised of antenna tower that are connected via a fiber to base station equipped with a radio, as well as the baseband functional element that can be integrated into a single unit or separated into individual unit. So 5G RAN support multiple input, multiple output and antenna wide spectrum bandwidth, multi-band carrier aggregation and more. So it is not possible to achieve the massive capacity throughput and other performance gain that 5G support without having an equally robust and secure fiber infrastructure. So this is all about the 5G architecture. The open transport layer, which is shown in the 5G layer, it performs the operation of both transport layer and the session layer. So transport plus session is OTL layer, that is open transport layer. The application layer is responsible for providing a good quality of service. Application layer makes the data into proper format, that is it decrypts the data which is in the encrypted form. So this is all about the 5G infrastructure architecture. Five G network operator may offer one slice which is optimized for a high bandwidth application and another slice that's more optimized for low latency, and third that's optimized for the massive number of IoT devices. So depending on this optimization, some of the 5G core function may not be available at all. So for example, if we are only servicing IoT devices, then we will not need the voice function which is necessary for mobile phone, and because not every slice must have exactly the same capabilities, the available computing power is used more efficiently.